Yo, what's up, people? This is Nana SA once again. Today I've come to you in, a very homely environment. I am here with a very, we've got a story to tell, okay? The very reason why we've got a story to tell is one, we've got somebody who is going to tell us about his background in the US. He's going to tell about his experience in Ghana. He's going to tell us about his experience in the United Kingdom. I'm sure everybody will be asking, why is just one person moving around the world?
Yeah.
And I think that tells us let me use the word, versatile. What's the word? Yeah, he's a versatile person, okay? And the work that he does helps him to be able to travel around the world. Welcome to this project, and if you don't mind, tell us about yourself, your name, and
hi.
anything we need to know.
Okay, my name is Samuel Mwakwa-Tufor. I'm 30 years old. I'm in the U.S. Army, and I'm here now. I got stationed here. So what exactly do you want to know? Just about me or what?
Happy flipping days. Did you hear the accent? I think it's really, really important because I was of the view that, let's just go with the ordinary accent. But yeah, somehow just like he said, he's in the U.S. Army. If you go back to the Black Next project, we have interviewed people from the British Army, okay? Unfortunately, I need to be a little bit biased because I served as well.
Yeah, okay.
But I think the reason why we were looking to be able to do things like that is Black Next Gen is a project where we encourage our young people to listen, hear, see people who look like us as Black and minority people. And equally for them to be able to say, oh, you know what, I am hearing of Samuel. He sounds like somebody I know. He looks like somebody who is from my background. And for that reason, if he's been able to achieve X, Y, Z, then I should be able to do it. Yeah? So Samuel, if we go back a little bit into maybe your childhood, where was Samuel born?
So I'm from the States, Bronx, New York. That's where I'm from.
So you were born in the Bronx?
Yeah, Bronx, New York.
Okay. And in terms of growing up, where did you grow up? I know you said you definitely, you're from Bronx, but where did you grow up?
So I was in the States till I was like 14 years old. Then my daddy brought us to Ghana. So I was in Ghana for about 7 years. I went to junior high school, as well as SS in Ghana. And when I finished this one, I came back to the States. Let's
go back to Bronx. I think I'm really, really keen whenever I visit the US. And let me share something as well. This interview is happening in the UK, okay? Because your work has brought you into the UK, right? So that's important. I just wanted to make sure that I've not won the lottery yet for me to go to the Bronx, okay? So that's important. So you told us a little bit about your time before you went to Ghana. Yeah? Birth to 14. There were times that someone was a little bit naughty?
Yeah, so growing up in the States, in the Bronx, during my time, it wasn't easy. Like, I went to school in the Bronx, obviously, but when I was young, I was in the gang, which wasn't by choice. It was like form of survival. I had to survive. It's either you was in the gang or you get bullied around, you get jumped around. So if you're in the gang, when people want to mess with you, they know you part of this gang, so they will not come and mess with you. So I was in the gang, I was always getting in trouble. Like, I was young. I was in junior high school, always getting arrested. My father had to come bail me out. He was really mad because my father, he grew up in Ghana. Like, he's a proper Ghanaian man. Like, he grew up in Ghana. So he was saying, like, yo, what is going on, man? Like, so he decided at a point he had to bring me to Ghana. It's either he brought me there to learn some sense or he's going to shoot me because there's people getting killed around me. Like, a lot of people getting killed. People got shot in front of me, and I was in the gang, so eventually it was gonna get there. So it was crazy. When I was growing up, it was crazy.
And I'm definitely sure that your dad took that decision with a view that he wanted to protect you and save that son.
Yeah. So it was me and my brother. He talked to us like, hey, we got I'm gonna take you back to Ghana. I know you've never been there, but I'm gonna take you back home so you can learn. But I didn't agree. I said no. Like, I'm not trying to go back to Africa. Like, go to Africa. I'm in the States. Like. And I had been seeing videos, how poor the country was and everything. So I was not trying to go back home. So, but he did, eventually he did convince us. Well, he didn't really convince us. So the crazy part, like what he did, I was young. I was 14 years old. I thought I was the smartest person in the world. Like, no. So he bought us a bag. So we're going on vacation. Me and my brother, we're going for like just a week. We're going to be back. So we just last a year. He bought us a big bag. I said, if you're going on for a week, why is the bag so big? Like, I said, no, we're gonna go out, to beaches and stuff. So you need to bring a lot of clothes. So we went shopping, got a lot of clothes. We got on the plane, and boom. When I realized I was in Ghana, I said, oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's what he did. He kind of tricked us, but when he brought us to Ghana, so.
When you arrived in Ghana, what was the perception like? Because just like you rightly said, there was that media out there, or there's still that media out there, that it was what? A place that you had never imagined of.
So seeing on videos as growing up as a kid, like I thought like Africans lived on trees, you know, because that's what that was the perception. Like it was poor, there's no roads, there's no trees. There's trees. People live on trees. There's no houses and everything. But we got there, we landed there at the airport. Welcome to Ghana. I said, okay, that's a building. Okay. We got out, we got in the car. I said, oh, okay. Like I saw buildings there. I said, oh, okay. My father has a house. He had a house there. We went in there. I said, oh, it's not as we're not living on trees. Like you know, it was the wrong perception like they gave us. But it was cool. I mean, it was like a little vacation for me. It was hot, but it wasn't like the States. But it was you know, it was all right. It was all right.
I think this is where I may want to give a shout out to the likes of Wademaya, because he's definitely going out there, promoting the positive side of not just Ghana but the whole globe. In terms of let me use a word. He's promoting the Africa agenda. He's definitely allowing people to be able to see that narrative, that perception that people had actually been preaching, that, Africa is some form of dungeon, some dark place that, you go there and there's nothing growing there. You are living testimony that once you got there, your view changed.
Yeah, it did. It did a lot.
So possibly what we may be encouraging other parents to do is to be able to send their children there, not to possibly keep them there, to trick them for them to go for good, just like your experience was, but actually for them to be able to learn from that motherland, from that experience, as black or maybe as what? Ethnic minority people. Yeah? So you got to Ghana and went into the education system for what? 7 years?
Yeah, for 7 years.
How was it like?
So at first, when I went to Ghana, I went to Chimoda High School. Like it was junior high school. I mean, it was an eye opener, man. I went to boarding school. It was very, very different from the States. In the States, you got a lot of freedom to do whatever you want. But when I came here, there's this system like seniors and juniors, like school fathers, and at first I was struggling a little bit. When I first came, some senior would tell you like, "Hey, go ahead and kneel down." I said, "Yo, what excuse me to say, but what the is that, man? Like, nah." So I ended up like getting in trouble a lot. I was always fighting with them and stuff, because I didn't understand the whole thing. And teachers could actually whip you. Like I said, whoa, this is child abuse. Like, what are you doing? Like, But as time went on, I got a little bit feel of it. I understood it. It wasn't easy. Like it was not easy. I wanted to leave that country as soon as I got there. But as time went on, I got to meet a lot of people from different parts of Ghana. Like they came to the boarding school, and it was fun. Especially during Sunday church service, like. The way they sung and sang and the drums, like
praise the Lord,
man, I love that. Like that was when people would dance and just forget about everything, forget about your exams. I love that part, man. It was amazing, And Saturdays and Sundays, that's what we call it. Your family could come visit you, so it was. And people came with different foods, like you could try everybody. Like it was amazing. I loved it. At first I hated it, but then as time went on, I loved it, man.
That's brilliant. Let me share something as well. So we're trying something different. So whilst we're talking today, we have somebody interesting who is also doing some bit of cooking as well, okay? Sam is volunteered today to do some bit of cooking. We will be tasting his, I'm not going to mention it. I want you to be able to see it on camera. Sam is going to come around for us to be able to taste and see whether he's been doing well in the kitchen set as well. One of the things that I will be saying as well is, guys, if you think, Samuel's accent is a bit, too strong for me, I didn't understand the XYZ, please put in the comments. I may possibly see whether I may, understand, or, I may come back to Samuel to help him to be able to explain what exactly he meant at certain point in time. Samuel, I'm really enjoying this conversation. So, born and bred in the U.S., raised in the Bronx, went to Ghana, and when you got to Ghana, were you speaking the local language?
Oh yeah. So my father, he's like I said, he's a proper Ghanaian man. Like he's from a royal family back in our hometown. I think he's from Domiabra, like in Kumasi region. He's his uncle was the king, so he could be a king. Like whenever his uncle died, he was next in line. So he actually knows the culture and everything. So bringing us up there, like either you spoke Tree, like you can't even speak English at home. He said that's enough of that going on in school. You can speak English with your friends, but once you came home, you have to speak Tree. Like he was teaching us, So right from like infancy, he started teaching us. So I grew up speaking Tree. Like I understand it. You
know what? Let me put this to test. Yeah, Samuel, this is the situation. This is the time that I'm gonna flip. Okay, if you don't understand it, maybe you need to start getting a translator to help you for the next minute or two. So Samuel, say utumi ketchi.
Oh, me tree pa, me bu benina, me tree.
Say tree proper.
Oh yeah, me asantini be ma pa na.
Into ko Ghana na hin fan na out.
Oh yeah, ko Ghana the new way Malam Junction Gbawe.
Okay.
No side ho na kwata nti. Like encrane them me try some mission but un say no yan fa titimiti no.
Okay.
Mante. Oh. But oka kakra bia metimi cheche west bia se but
as
say them tree no yeah encrane Ghana. Oh.
Into ko Ghana na tree did that.
Ona me tree pa, me American na me tree.
Based on your accent, no, ebinum to me fan say oh we dey on tree na
yes.
Try say.
So me quiet like tree no not like even though I'm to tree there, but now I find it a bit difficult. Say some ways be hard. Me tia say nti na brofo na me kenen kwofo kwa nim say me tree. Until say one day me be man come say, hey, now what the tree like you know.
Wow. This guy is really amazing me. Samuel is really amazing. I can't just believe, being able to flip from one language to the other. But I think for me as a parent, I would say that is your identity.
Yeah.
I am definitely saying this with pride. I speak my local dialect with my children, because that is the identity, and I will find it a bit strange because I will definitely say for those of you out there in Ghana especially, if you are bringing up your children without the opportunity for them to be able to learn their local dialect, I think you are doing them a disservice. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't really want to have any discussion about it, but if you want to put it in the comment section why you think, as a Ghanaian, you shouldn't be speaking to your children based on their local language, please put it in the comment. Let's start a discussion. I'm sure, I don't know. It may be another thing altogether, but I believe that is your language and you should be able to speak it, right?
Yeah.
And this is the situation where when Samuel is speaking English, boom, 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 I need to tune myself to be able to understand it, but equally he's able to speak his local dialect, which I think he does that with pride, yeah? So Samuel, I think your story is a bit crazy, You've done too many crazy things. So you were in Ghana for what, 7 years?
Yeah, for 7 years, yeah.
And after you left Ghana, what happened? What did you do?
So when I went to Ghana, I went to Chimota High School. It was a 3-year school. Then when I finished, I went to Awoken State College, which is in Kibi, Eastern region. So I went over there. It was a 4-year. During our time, it was the 4-year system. So we had to stay in for 4 years instead of 3. But when I finished, I came back to the States, the Bronx. That's where I grew up. So I came back. It wasn't hard to adjust because that's where I'm from. And while I was in Ghana, we was coming for vacations back in the States and everything. So when I first came back, I started school. I was going to Borough of Manhattan Community College. I was doing computer networking. So I was, going to school. Obviously, I was living with family, but then in the States, you have to work. Like, you can't really, when I was going to school in Ghana, it was easy. I didn't have to work. My father was giving us money every month. But then when you go back to the States, everybody got their problems, so you got to work. So I was working as a stock boy in a store called Portobello. Like, I was a stock boy, cleaning the store, fixing the clothes and everything. But it wasn't easy, like doing that and going to school. It was really hard, So I had to, it was hard. It wasn't easy. I had to adjust. So, I was working as a stock boy at first. I did that for about a year, and me, I don't know about everybody else, but me, I always want to do better in life, The stock boy, it was paying me the bare minimum, $7.25 an hour.
Okay.
Which wasn't enough for me, but it was a good, experience, good starting job. So I did that, for a minute, and one time I was going to work, so I saw this guy, he was in a uniform, like a suit, dressed nice, in front of the Empire State Building. It's in Manhattan, New York. He was dressed nice. I said, wow, and he was just standing there by the door. I said, bro, that's all you got to do. You just stand here, you get paid. He said, yeah. I said, oh, how do I get a job like this? He said, oh, this is a security job. Like, you got to go to school. In the States, everything, you got to go to school for everything, Like trainings, everything, you got to go to school. So he showed me where to go. He said, you got to go, it's a 3-day class to get your security license. Once you go, you do the course, you pass the course, you go do a background check. They check you to make sure you're not a criminal, you don't got any criminal history. So they do a fingerprint. You get that, it comes back, you get your license. It's like a little ID, You get that and you can start looking for jobs.
Okay.
So I asked him like, yo, where's your job at? He showed me where to go. So I went to the office and I talked to him for a long time. He gave me the pointers like, yo, when you go in there, say this, say that. I had never been a security guard in my life, but he told me when they asked you like, hey, tell them you have experience. So I went in there they asked me, I answered, you know, I got experience in this. They said, oh, wow, you really know your stuff. So, you know, and when do you want to start? I said, oh, shit, all right. So I started the following week. So I quit the other job I was doing and started the security job. So I did that for about 2 years.
Okay.
So whilst I was working in the Disney store in Times Square. It's in Manhattan.
Okay.
You know, like when everybody goes to New York, that's where they go, Manhattan. Like that's a big tourist attraction.
That's great.
So there's this guy over there. He was called Ricky Ricardo. He was a security guard as well. He said he wanted to stop the job. I mean, the pay was good. You know, I got raised. At first when I started, I was just standing by the door. You know, just standing there 8 hours a day. Like my back was killing me. Like man, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
8 hours a day. You get like 30 minutes for lunch. Go sit down, eat. Came right back. Like I said, wow, my back was killing me. I had to leave from there, go straight to school. You know, it wasn't easy. So the job started from 8 in the morning to like 6 in the evening. And my class was at 8 in the evening to like 11.
Wow.
You know, and going from Manhattan to the Bronx, like you got to get on the train. Sometimes it takes like an hour or two, like just to get home. So I get home around midnight and I'll be tired, like go straight to sleep, wake up in the morning, repeat the same process again. So I was doing that, but I wanted something better from, it was killing me, you know, slowly, like, you know, but I needed something better for myself. Yeah. And I was living with my auntie. I wanted to move out because in the States, you hit 18, you gotta really move out, like, you know. And out here I was 19 still in my auntie's house, you know, even though that was good to me, but I just wanted to, you know, do something on my own. So I talked to Ricky. He said his father was a school bus driver, you know, like he wanted to stop the job and go do that. I said, yo, how do I get in that? So it's all about networking.
You know what, let me jump in quickly.
Yeah.
So basically, this is exactly the reason why we're doing this Black Next Gen project. We're definitely looking at networking. We are looking for opportunities where people can contact other people to find out, how can I get into that, you know? And just like you are talking about, other people gave you that networking opportunities. You were able to move from one job to the other. Yeah. Go ahead, tell us about your experience with Ricky.
Yeah, so I talked to Ricky, you know, he said his father was a school bus driver. Like they made like $30 an hour. I said, oh, okay, because my current job, I started off with $10 an hour. I got promoted, which I was in a CCTV room. I was just sitting down. So I wasn't standing on my feet as much. Okay. I was just sitting down watching the camera, which was very good because I went in there, just did my homework all night, you know. I couldn't sleep though, but I did my homework, watched the camera, went home and got paid, you know. That was easy. But I wanted to do something better. They raised me from $10 to $13 an hour, but I wanted, you know, so it was just chicken change, you know, I wanted something better. So I talked to him. He showed me like, hey, his father drives buses. He makes life to like $30 an hour. I said, oh shit, like, hey, put me on, man. Like, excuse my language, like, you know, I curse a lot.
Don't worry, don't worry.
I said, yo, put me on, like, how do I do this? He said, yo, you gotta go to, like I said, everything is school. So you gotta go to a driving school to drive trucks. Because I knew I had a regular license, but you gotta go to drive trucks. I said, okay, so how much was it? He said, oh, it's about $3,000, $3,000. I said, oh, man.
To do the driving?
Just to do the driving. I said, I didn't have that much. He said, okay, he gave me the address and everything. So I went to the school and I told him, like, hey, you know, I wanna learn how to drive trucks, but unfortunately I can't pay all the money. So is there a payment plan? They said, yeah, it's a payment plan. You know, you could pay installments. But before you go take your final driving test, you have to pay everything. I said, oh, shit, no doubt.
Take it.
So I started saving, you know, paying the money and went to the school. They taught me they started with a school bus, you know. I think a school bus takes about, what, like 30 something, like a big bus.
Okay.
No, more than that, I think 40 or something, like, you know. So I started with that, went on the road test, passed it and everything. And I got my license to drive a truck. But then everywhere you go in the States, that's all you have to have experience, at least 3 years experience driving trucks. Okay. And that was the hard part, you know. So I was still looking for a job, like, say, well, how am I supposed to
get the experience?
Yes, if you're not willing to hire me.
The job. That's true, yes.
So like I said, I talked to Ricky, I talked to other people that did the job. When I went to the school, there was other people there. In the school, what they did was they help you look for jobs. So I talked to other people, they showed me where to go. And I talked to the school, and the school directed me to a place called Air Force One. That's what it's called in the States. So they help you look for jobs. It's the government. You go there, you bring your application. Okay. So whatever job is available, they find an opening. They send you an email like, hey.
So just like the UK is called a job center?
Okay, yes. We call it Air Force One over there. Like, I think Force One or Air Force, I forgot what it's called, but it's some Force One. But they send me a few emails like, hey, this job is open. They pay this an hour. Would you be interested? I said, yeah. I didn't have shit doing. You know, I was just going to school, going to my security job. I said, you know what? Yeah, I'll go.
I'll go for it.
So the first interview they gave me was a Disney. No, it wasn't a Disney store. It was Canada Dry. So it's from Pepsi. It's another sub branch of Pepsi. So they do this Coca-Cola and all of that. Like, so I went over there and I talked to them. They said, "How long have you been driving?" And I had to lie because you need experience. I said, I've been driving over the years in Africa though. They say, "Do you have any paperwork?" I said, "Nah, like Africa, we don't really keep the paperwork like that." And they believe me.
Okay.
So they said, "Okay, just get in the truck, show us you know how to drive this." So I got in it, and I was learning, so it was a bit difficult, like backing up, man. So I got in it, passed the test, and they hired me the next day. Like they said, "When can you start?" I said, "Oh, I could start right now." Wow. So I started, and there you had to deliver drinks like to the stores, the big supermarkets, which I was making a lot. But then that wasn't easy because you had to sometimes lift the drinks, put it on a hand truck, take it to the store, which was hurting my back as well. But it was making a lot of money. And doing that and going to school, man. So I had to stop school for a while just to make that money,
Let me stop there. Has it been your experience where because of work you had to maybe stop your school, postpone it, especially for, I can definitely identify with it, especially for blacks and minorities who may have come from other parts of the world, that reality kicks in, where because of maybe your fees, you've had to possibly stop your school in order for you to be able to continue to gain a bit of more money to be able to pay your fees. If that's been your experience, put in the comment. We definitely want to be able to make sure, Sam's experience is very possible and is likable to the same experiences that other people may have had. Sam, continue. What happened then when you had to drop out from school?
So I had to drop out from school, just focus on working because I wanted my own place. I wanted to move out of my auntie's house, get my own place. And where the job was, I needed a car because it was. I lived in the Bronx, but the job was in Queens.
Okay.
So you had to drive from the Bronx, go to Queens, pick up your truck and your stock, your Coca-Cola and all of that, and drive it back to the Bronx. Because I had stores all around the country, like not the country, but it was around New York. I had stores, in Brooklyn, Queens, So you had to drive. So I needed a car. So I stopped schooling. I saved enough money and I bought my first car. It was a Honda Accord 1997.
Whoa,
it was pretty old. It was pretty old, but
okay, but I did the job.
Yeah, but we talking about it was like what 2012?
Okay,
we talking about 2012, but so it was old, but not that old.
Not that old, yeah.
So I was driving around in that. It was a little. I had a little swagger, with that car.
Happy days.
So I got in there, went to work, did the drinks and everything, and I decided, I decided to, because I was still doing the security job and driving the trucks at the same time. So I had to drop the school. But doing the security job in the trucks, it wasn't easy. Like, I came home, man, I didn't have any time. Like, I said, you know what? I've got to quit one. So I had enough money to go rent my own place. I rented my own place. I was making enough money driving trucks. So I just quit the other job, the security job, and I was just driving the trucks. But then it was pain, but it wasn't as much, I wanted, because you can't do that job for a long time, because it takes a toll on your body. Like I don't know about everybody else, but I want to be rich one day.
Happy days.
So I did that for a while, and one time the crazy part is like I'm in the military now. How it started?
Oh, you spilled it already. You spill it. That's the main thing. I just wanted us to be able to get to the point where I could say that you are in the military. But you know what? We will definitely go straight into it. Yeah. So Sam, basically, what you are telling us today is you are going to do a bit of cooking that you give us the opportunity to be able to taste as well. So you tell us what exactly you'll be doing for us today, and we will judge at the end of the interview. Boom.
So today I'm making some chicken wings. This is one of my many sort of culinary expertise meals that I make, basically just to keep the kids, satisfied. It's a very quick meal that you can make for the kids, or when you have visitors in your house, you can just whip this in like 15 minutes. So yeah, very basic ingredients that we can post on the video whilst it's shooting. So very basic chicken wing meal. This is once everything is put together, you can see the outcome, and Sam, our guest today, can give his verdict on it. Because we've got the same name, I hope Sam is very kind to me on his feedback on the meal as well. Watch out for Sam's chicken wings.
So Sam, we got to the point where you were telling us about you starting to drive trucks, because you were looking to, progress yourself. in terms of maybe some kind of a career path.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is happening? I know you did spill about, you are in the military.
Yeah.
If you want to jump straight on about the military, let's go straight into it. You are in the military.
Yes.
How did you find out? How did you join?
So how I started, I was driving trucks. I told you I had to stop schooling for a while and just focus on the truck, make some money. But I always wanted to go back to school. So one time I got off work, I don't know, I had to park my car. So I took the train to work that day. My car was at the shop, so I had to take the train to work that day. I was glad I took the train. Because getting off from the train station, I saw this dude, he was in an army uniform. He was like, I think he was a corporal. Yeah, he was a corporal. I saw him in the uniform, and I seen his last name, because the U.S. Army have our last names in our uniform. His name was Boateng. So I looked and I said, oh, you Ghanaian? He said, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Boateng, shout out to you.
So we started talking to him. He was actually like...
Do you speak in Chi?
No, yeah, at first when I saw him, I was speaking English. Like, he asked me, oh, do you speak Chi? I said, yeah. So we just started...
Boom.
Speaking Chi. Said, wow, your Chi's very good. Your English is very good. Like, yo, so where you from? Like, so I told him I was from in Ghana and everything. And he was actually recruiting for the army. He was giving out flyers. The army, they do that a lot. They go around and recruit. So he was recruiting, and I asked him, like, yo, he said, you want to join the army? Is there anything you open to? I said, yo, bro, I'm not a runner, man. Like, I hate cardio, And at that time, I never went to the gym, so I wasn't really active. I wasn't, fit that much. I was just driving trucks. You sit on your feet you sit on your butt all day. So I was kind of gaining weight. I said, you know what? I don't think so, man. And I'm afraid, people go and die and get killed. Like, I'm too young to die, bro. Like, nah. He said, no, it's not like that. He's been in the army about 7 years. He's never won a war. He's went to Afghanistan and Iraq, but it wasn't really war. He was just on the FOB, the base. He didn't really go to war. And he told me about some of the benefits. And I said, bro, I'm just trying to go to school. He said, yeah, that's good, man, because you go to school, the army pays for the school for you, so you don't have to pay for nothing, and you get time to go to school. I said, oh, shit, like, okay. How do I sign up, man? Like, he told me a lot of benefits. He showed me where the office is. So I said, okay. So the next day, after work, I went straight to the office and talked to the recruiters over there. I told them, hey, I want to join the army. What's the steps? He said, okay, before we get into anything, just sit behind this computer right here, take this test real quick. You pass, then we can, it's called the ASVAB. Yeah. So I said, all right, I sat there, took the test and passed. I said, oh, really? Wow. Like, you're the first person that has, first time go. Like, have you been studying for this? I said, no, because I was in Ghana, man. Like, the things we studied, like Akiola and all of it, man. Whew.
Let me possibly take you back to Ghana. So if you possibly take your mind back to Ghana in terms of what you think you learned, is there anything you think, I went to Ghana, this is what I achieved, and possibly we can go straight into your military career. Is there anything that you think, you were able to achieve when you were in Ghana?
So going to Ghana, I learned a lot. Like I told you in the beginning, I was very hard-headed. I was in the gang, all of that. I wasn't really thinking very much. But when I went to Ghana, the discipline over there, you learn a lot, man. Like, I learned how to save. I learned how to be responsible, because looking back at some of the friends I grew up with now, most of them are drug addicts. Okay. Most of them, they're dead. They're not even alive, because they're still gangbanging and all of that, But going to Ghana, it really opened my eyes, I learned my identity, where I'm from, And now my perception about things is way different from some of my friends, So I don't really have a lot of friends. I only have one friend. He's Black American.
Is it me? Guys, I tried, but that's the reality. Yeah, he's professional.
He's called Shells. He's Black American. He thinks like me, and he just grew up in America. So he's the only friend I have. But then compared to our other friends, most of them locked up, been in prison, bad life. But Ghana really, really opened my eyes. I learned, like I said, my culture, identity, and the education system. Man, it wasn't easy, man. It was woo. And everything was so technical. In the States, we got computer labs, phones to help you learn. But in Ghana, man, they have big textbooks. Like I said, Akiola was this thick, man.
If anybody can post a picture of Akiola book, I haven't got those books. If anybody else can definitely post that, please post it, to our DM. Guys, let me chip in something quickly as well. If this is the first time you're watching this project, my name is Nana Ese. We run this project called Black Next Gen. I've never said this word so far today. Make sure you subscribe, okay? Because basically what we want to do is we want to bring people who look like you and I. If you are a Black person, We want to bring people on board who can share their experiences, their stories. That sounds familiar. And that can equally help us to be able to move on to the next step. So if I am hearing the likes of Sam, if I'm hearing Nana, his name, his accent, his experience sounds like myself, my uncle, that I can identify with. These are the kind of stories that we want to put out there so that people can start to believe in themselves, that they can achieve. Sam talked about his previous perception about going to Ghana, which previously he was thinking is definitely going to be, a dead hole. Lo and behold, you went there and you felt challenged.
Yeah.
I still give shout out to Wade Maya doing a great job in terms of showing the positive side of Africa. He's got that Africa to the world, and if you are not following him, make sure you subscribe to Wade's channel. He's my guy. Sam, let's go straight into the career. You did the exam and you definitely passed it the first time.
Yeah.
Tell me, what happened then?
So the exams was like, it was math, English, and science. And we did that in Africa. Like in Ghana, Akiola, you did. Because I was a science student in Ghana, so you had to really apply yourself to pass. So when I went there, piece of cake. I took it and passed it. They said, okay. So they gave me the steps. Now we got, we're going to do background check on you, make sure you don't have any criminal history. They asked me, are you a citizen? I said, yeah, I'm a citizen. I said, okay, that's no problem. All we need is your birth certificate. So I took it in there, and they took me to MEPS, where you take the exams, the real exams, because that was the pre-exams that I took over there. And the exams, so I asked them, so I'm joining the military, like, why do I have to write an exam? Because I know in Ghana Army, you don't have to, I don't think they do exams.
I'm not sure about that.
But yeah, here, I said, why? They said, because you got to be educated, so you know what you're doing. I said, okay. So I went in there, took the test, and depending on how you score, I think the cutoff score is like from 30, 31, going up. So if you score below 31, you failed. So you got to go relearn, come back and take it again. So I took it, and I got like a 60-something.
Wow.
The higher you get, the better the job you get.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got it, I passed it, went over there. So they said, okay, you passed it now. You got to go do physicals. Make sure you're good. You don't have any sickness and everything. So I said, okay. So we went there, like, they take your blood sample, your heartbeat and all of that, the vitals, I passed all of that. Everything came back. So while going to take the exams, because the office was in the Bronx. So we had to go to Brooklyn. They got you a hotel to live in while you taking the exam. So the exam was like, it was like a 2-day, because we go there this day, the next day was the exams. So I stayed there the day, and the next day I stayed in the hotel again. So they paid for everything though.
Okay.
I didn't spend a dime from my pocket. They paid for everything. I took the exam, passed, came back home. They took me back like a week later to go do the physicals, which was like a day 2. So they paid for the hotel and everything. I passed that as well. And then I came back. They asked, okay, what job do you want? Based on your score, these jobs are available to you. I said, okay, I'm in school for computer networking right now, computer engineering. So, anything has to do with computers, I'm down. So I looked and I found the job, computer network technology. I said, oh shit, sign me up.
Okay.
So they signed me up for that. They said, okay. So now they give you time though, if you have any other job, to get your affairs in order before you go to the training. Because once you go to the training, there's no phones. Like, I'll get to that. So it took like, a month? I told them, yeah, I'm driving trucks. I got to give them, notice that I'm going to quit and all of that, and get my things in order, So I went, gave them a notice. I got off. So I think I went on June 14th. That's the first day I went to the Army. So that first day I went, they take you back to MEPS to process you out. They put you on the plane. They pay for the plane ticket and everything. Took me to North Carolina. That's what the training was. Man, that was like a rude awakening, man. Like, yeah, it was.
Guys, let me share something quickly as well. So Sam has just joined us. Basically, he wants to demonstrate how good he thinks. And I think that is something that we will be doing. We will be doing projects with, fathers. We'll be doing some project with other people who think, they are able to cook meals, because we believe in terms of the family dynamics, things are changing. And for that reason, I think we are definitely going to be moving on where we will be doing cooking sessions with people who feel comfortable to cook meals, to bake, anything, things like that. So if you think, that is something that you will be interested in, guys, send us a message. We will follow you. We will find you, because we want to be able to, change some of the perceptions. Sam is claiming that he is the best chef in his home. You know, I'm not going to argue too much on that, but
We'll see about that.
what they always say is what? The eating of the pie is in what? The pudding. I don't know. There is something to that nature, yeah? So the most important thing is we are going to be doing those sessions as well. And just like I said, if you think, yeah, I'll be interested, I want to be able to cook a good session, I want to be able to motivate people on that, give us a shout out. Follow us on social medias. It's mainly Black Next Gen. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I don't say, how would you say Twitter?
Twitter.
Thank you. You know, I haven't got the accent. I say Twitter. You know, that's me. I can't change it. But the reality is, follow us on these social medias and we will definitely, you know, come back to you so that we can, you know, motivate our next generations. So let's go straight to it while Sam is getting on with his cooking bake. At the end of the day, we will definitely give that feedback as to whether he's been able to win the crown for today. So Sam, let's go back into it. So in terms of maybe the recruitment process, how long did it take you before you actually, you know, started your running around?
So the recruitment, like I said, it depends on you, the individual. Like you go, you pass the test and everything. So mine, it took me what, 2 to 3 months just to do everything. Because I told them to give me time to go quit my other job, then get my things in order. So it took like what, 3 months or less, you know, I joined the Army. So
And that is you in the American Army?
Yes, in the American Army, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you call it the American Army or the U.S. Army?
Well, U.S. Army, that's what we call it. But
Okay.
I'm just saying what you said, so.
That's fine. I'm learning his accent, okay, and I'm learning some of his words. So that was you in the U.S. Army, and
Yeah.
boom, 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 you started your what? Your career path.
Yeah. So you want me to go ahead straight
Go
into
ahead.
it?
Go
so,
ahead.
All right. So you got to go to basic training first. That's when they transform you from a civilian to a soldier. Because you know, as a civilian, there's things you do, and as a soldier, like it changes your perception, your mindset. It's like they turn you from a human being to a robot. Like they program you, you know, they
Okay.
reprogram you, then bring you back out to the world, you know. So you went there. The training was, like I said, I wasn't really physical, like, you know. So the training, man, it wasn't easy. And we only got like 4 hours of sleep each day. You got to wake up early, go do the training. And it was fun. It was hard at the same time, but it was fun. Because I got to meet a lot of people from different parts of the world. Like, you know, the U.S. Army is so diverse. I met people from India, Africa, the States, you know, Russians. Like, I met a lot of people. You know, you make a lot of friends with them. So I talked to them, and we helped each other, you know. And the training was just 8 weeks. So I got there, I passed the training. You got to take a physical fitness test. So whilst it's not just, we just go there, we do training, we shoot guns all day, no. So we go to classrooms as well.
Okay.
So they teach you a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff. I learned a lot from the Army. So you go there, they teach you, you pass your trainings. There's like a test at the end, a physical fitness test at the end.
Okay.
So you got to do, so depending on your age, you got to, so that time I was like what? So I joined the Army when I was 23.
Okay.
So I was 23, I had to run 2 miles in, I think it was like 13 minutes.
Okay.
I had to pass, no, 15 minutes. I had to run 2 miles in 15 minutes. I had to do 41 push-ups in a matter of 2 minutes. And I had to do 61 sit-ups in a matter of 2 minutes. So you do that, you can do higher and get more points. But I did that, passed that. And the next thing, you got to go to AIT, Advanced Individual Training. That's the job. So
Okay.
here, I think you guys call it the trade.
Yeah.
So yeah, we call it MOS, military occupation specialty. That's what
Okay.
we call it. So whatever job you want to do, it depends how long training is going to be. So I went in there, mine was like 6 months.
Okay.
So I went in there to South Carolina, Fort Gordon. So I went in there, did my training. They teach you how to, so I was a computer network technician. They teach you how to create accounts, how to work the computer. So I was there for 6 months, passed it. My first duty station was South Korea. So when I finished it,
Before you go to your first duty station, so guys, you know, I'm sure it's out there. I also served my time in the British Army, right? But in terms of the training, just like I said, it was hell. Yeah, and it's as simple as that. I'm not going to try.
No.
You know, no. My weight, I went in there with 92 kilos. I left with
Oh.
70. Yeah, I'm really spilling things out there, you know, today, and that's the reality. It was tough. Okay, but the most important thing is I enjoyed it, and that's exactly the reason why I am finding people who also joined the British Army or other armies. Lo and behold, we've got Sam who is still in the U.S. Army and still telling us about his experience. I think, guys, what we want to be able to do is to be able to demystify, to be able to help people to start considering the Army also as a career path, okay? I've definitely said the Army is not paying me to do any marketing for them. But if they bring me, yeah, let's talk if you guys are serious. If they want me to do some marketing for them, I'm more than happy. I'm flexible. So let's talk about that. But the reality is we want people to be able to share their experiences because sometimes it can be a bit lonely,
Yeah.
So in terms of your service, I believe there may be some up times as well as some low times.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the up times. You talked about South Korea.
Yeah.
Talk to us. How was it?
Yeah, so my first duty station was South Korea, which was a 1-year assignment. So I went to South Korea. At first, I didn't really want to go there because, I've been in the States most of my life and I went to Ghana, but South Korea, I didn't even think they spoke English.
Okay.
So I tried to fight it. I tried to tell them, I'm not going there. But, it's the U.S. Army. You get orders, you follow it.
Go.
So I went to South Korea. I went there in May of 2016. No, May 2015. That's when I went to South Korea, which I like. The food, the diversity, the culture.
Did you see black people there?
Yes.
Wow.
I saw Ghanaians over there. I was like,
oh, I'm a Ghana.
yeah. So I asked them like, what are you doing here? So we've been here, we work here. I said, oh, okay, wow. I didn't know Ghanaians lived here. I saw South Africans. I saw a lot of black people. It's not a lot, but it's a few of them.
Yeah.
There's actually a famous Ghanaian guy in South Korea. He's very famous over there. Like,
Okay.
I forgot his name, but he's very, very famous. Everybody knows him over there. Like the South Korean, he's very rich too.
Okay.
He's been there most of his life. He speaks their language.
right.
I think their language is Hangul. That's what it's called. He speaks it and everything. But the food over there was amazing. Wow. I explored the country. I went to Jeju Island. And from South Korea, you could go to Philippines. I went to the Philippines. I've been to Thailand, Japan. It's really, it's like what? Philippines is like a 3-hour plane ride.
Okay.
The plane tickets are so not expensive, because it's close. You get on the plane, you just go there. Because we get 4-day weekends. So I just go there for a weekend, come back to work, and they pay you for all of this. So it was good, man. Korea was amazing. It was amazing, yeah.
I believe that, for those of you still in service, you still have the opportunity to go to other parts of the world. And if you don't mind me saying, you are in the UK.
Yes.
And still serving.
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been in the UK for?
So I've been here 2 years now.
And you're getting paid?
Oh yeah, I'm getting paid, yeah.
Wow. So the army takes you around the world
Yes.
and still pay you
Yes.
for traveling around the world?
Yes. Yeah.
But I thought, when you started talking about your experience, your main goal was to go into education.
Yeah.
So did the army at any point in time stop you from being able to do the education that you wanted to?
Not at all, no. So once I joined the military, I didn't go to school right away because I was still adjusting, to the army, going to South Korea. I was there for a year. I had gotten used to the army. And I told them that, hey, I want to go to school. So there's this thing called tuition assistance. They pay, you don't got to pay nothing out your pocket. They pay everything. And considering my job, I'm always moving around. So I have to do school online, You can still go to classrooms, but my job, because I'm a computer engineer, so I got to be moving around. I travel a lot. So I did it online. It's not as fast as somebody going straight to the classroom, I was just doing it was a little slow. I was taking like 2-3 classes a semester, It was slow, but then it was still, it was better. Like I was getting paid to go to school.
To go to school.
And they were paying for my books and everything. So it's amazing. And one thing I like about it, the Army, so whenever you go to school, there's something called FAFSA in the States. Federal aid, the government gives you money for the school. Plus the Army gives you money for the school. So I use my tuition assistance. The Army pays for the school. So whatever the government send me, like every semester I get like $1,500. Like the government sends it and it just goes straight into my pocket. So it was amazing, man. Like
Guys, the army paid for my social work degree, and I'm not gonna hide from that. I still take my hat off, but those are the realities. We need to make sure people out there know about this information so that they can apply themselves, right? So this is the situation where we made other young people out there, especially from black and minority background, maybe asking themselves, is the British Army for me? Is the US Army for me? Do you see yourself or people like yourself in the U.S. Army? Do you see people who look like you in the U.S. Army?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of Ghanaians in the U.S. Ghanaians are everywhere. Like that's a lot of us in the U.S. Army. That's a lot, I know this guy. His name is Kwating. He's in El Paso, Texas now.
Okay.
He joined the army just like me to go to school. So he's actually going to a classroom because he's gonna be stationed there for 3 years. So he actually goes to a classroom. So they give him days off to actually go to school. And they have programs in the army. Because I know this guy, I forgot his name, but he's a Ghanaian, but he's a captain.
Okay.
At first, he started off as an NCO just like me. Then he wanted to go to school. There's something called green to gold, where you get to go to university to become an officer. And the Army pays for that. Like, you can go to school. So he doesn't even go to work. He wears civilians, goes to school, and gets paid to go to school.
To do that.
Yeah, he doesn't come to work. Nobody sees him. He's just going to school. For a whole 3 years, he just goes straight to school, and that's it. From school, home, or wherever you want to go. But he doesn't work. He doesn't come to work. And he gets paid just as he sits in the Army. You know,
to all parents out there, you know, if your child, your son, your daughter is of that age where they can, you know, consider the Army, or maybe, let me say the military, because it's not just about the Army. It could be the Air Force, it could be the Navy, and it could even be the fire service. If there is any person who is of Black and minority background in the fire service, and you want to reach out so that we can interview you for other people to see you. You know, unfortunately, I've not seen a Black person in the fire service before. I may be naive. Unfortunately, I've not seen that. I'm not going to hide from that. But if anybody is out there who, you know, we can interview to show people that that's also an avenue or an employment route, by all means, reach out to us via the Black Next Gen platform. Let me ask you, Sam, this is the situation where you are talking about all these opportunities in the Army. How long have you served in the U.S. Army?
So I've been in 8 years. I just hit 8 years June, last June.
And what's your rank?
I'm a staff sergeant.
What?
Yeah.
Staff sergeant within 8 years?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to compare the U.S. Army and the British Army. 8 years I hit full school. That is a corporal. Yeah? So how are you able to, you know, go through the ranks within this quick pace?
So, like in the Army, like it depends on you how fast you want to get promoted. You know, some people are just comfortable being low ranked. You know, like I said, I'm a go-getter. I wanted to. So in the Army, all you got to do, we work on a point system. So every MOS is different. Every month they release a point system. It's called cutoff score. So if you made the points, you get promoted. But before that, you gotta be promotable. You gotta go to a promotion board. You go to the promotion board, you pass it. So from specialist, which you guys call corporal, to sergeant. So there's 3 things you gotta do. First, you gotta make the points. You gotta go to BLC, Basic Advanced Leadership Course. That's what we call BLC. They teach you and everything. And you gotta pass your PT, like points and range and all of that. So you go to promotion board. You got like your first sergeant, command sergeant major, sergeant first class sitting there. They ask you a few questions. You got to go in your dress uniform, your Army uniform. They check your uniform to make sure it's good. You know, you get a go or no go. So let's say you get a no go. You got to wait 90 days, which is 3 months before you can go back. Go get ready, go study, and come back. You get a go, they give you a promotable status. So whatever rank you are, let's say you're specialist promotable, or corporal promotable, or sergeant promotable. You get that promotable status. Now you got to go work on your other stuff, like your PT. The higher you get, the more points you get. You pass your PT, you do your trainings and everything, like, so you get the points. So every month, like I said before, every month they release a point system. So whatever the cutoff score is, if you have that points, you make it. You get promoted. If you don't have it, you got to wait till the next month for them to release. And the points work on, so it depends on how many people the Army wants at that time to be staff sergeants or sergeants. So if they got more people at that time, they don't want to promote anybody. So they raise the point up high. People still make it though. You got to be a go-getter to get it, you know. And if they're lower, sometimes they need, because people are leaving the Army, so they need more sergeants, you know. People, they retire, get out, you know, get medical discharge, they get, you know, and they raise the points or lower it. So whatever you make it, and that's it, you just get promoted. So that's how I've been promoted, you know.
8 years staff sergeant, I can only be proud, you know, of a person achieving. I can definitely smell food coming my way, and it doesn't mean that's the reason why I want to wrap up. But the reality is, you know, if there is food, there is no reason why I got to keep on talking. Yeah? But you know what, Sam, let's try and wrap it out in a very different way. In terms of your Ghana experience, who would you say in terms of, give me 3 musicians who you say, boom, 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 these are my top 3 in terms of Afrobeats?
In Ghana, so I like to listen to Davido, you know, Tiwa Savage. I'm actually in love with her. You know, my wife is not gonna forgive me, but I always tell her that, like, hey, I'm in love with this girl. Like, you know, her voice, man.
Tiwa, tip up to you,
And Tenny, like, I love her too. But going to Ghana, like Sarkodie and I actually love Quadrantry. Like, I love that man. You know,
this guy is old school, man.
I am old school.
Happy days. Go ahead.
So I listen to a song. I got Lumba. You know, I listen to the Much Day, man. I love that song too. So. I got quite a few, more than 3. You know, I listen to.
I was waiting to hear, you mention my guy. I'm a Beam fan, Stoneboy, boom, all shout out to you. But yeah, we've all got our different interests, and I think that's really important. Sam, I think for me, I would say, it's been a very humbling experience, especially from the fact that we wanted people to be able to hear about the experiences in the army. Yeah. But this is the situation where we are bringing more diversity in terms of not just the British Army, we are getting some from the US Army as well. And you have shared your experience. Yeah. If there is anything that you want to say to young people out there in terms of maybe considering the Army as a career pathway, what would you say to them?
So the Army, it's like a stepping stool. Once you join the Army, it's got a lot of benefits. You could buy a house while in the Army. You don't got to pay a dime. The Army pays you that money to pay for the house. Okay. You can go to school. You can make money in the Army. So if you want to join the Army, don't be scared, man. You're not going to war. There's people sitting home that just died. I've been in the Army 8 years, and I'm not dead yet. So you're not going to war. You get to travel. You get to meet different people. So the Army has a lot of benefits. And let's say you're in the Army, you get injured. Like the Army, they take care of their own. Okay. They'll take care of you till you die. Like they take care of your family. Wherever I go, my family comes with me. Okay. So it's the best. Like it's good because whenever you get out too and you want a job outside, they consider you first because you're a veteran. You served in the Army, so they pick you first. So the Army has a lot of benefits. Like me being in the UK, I got a fuel card. They pay for gas for me. Okay. In this house, they pay for it for me. My family's here with me. Yeah. They brought my family here. They had a car in the States. They shipped it here for me. So the Army, it has a lot of benefits. So if you want to join, don't be scared. Just join, man.
Guys, I thought I was doing more PR for the British Army, but Sam is definitely nailed it on the head in terms of the American Army. Guys, there are so many benefits out there in terms of career pathways, but especially for those of you young people thinking about the Army, or maybe the military, these service roles, I would definitely say go for it, But equally, if any of you want to think, I want to reach out to the likes of Nana, yourself, or maybe Sam, to tell us about his experience and see whether they can, let me use a word, coach us, answer some of the questions that we have in terms of, wanting to join the Army or still in the Army, or possibly leaving the Army. I have left, So I'm not going to say everybody should leave, but if you want to and you have your doubt, speak to me. I'm more than happy, Equally, I think if Sam would definitely give us his details to post as part of the video, I will definitely post that so that if you have any questions, you can reach out directly to Sam as well. I believe the likes of Instagram and all that would be available, Guys, you know what? We've definitely got the chicken wings here, I think for that, happy flipping days. I think it will be just fair for some, you know what? We've got 2 Sams, I believe it will be the best time for the 2 Sams to be around whilst we do the tasting. And after that, I think Sam, who is our guest for today, will tell us whether this is definitely a windmill. Stand by whilst we eat. Watch us eat. Sam, come and join us.
Be kind, guys. Be kind.
It's not about just being kind. We just need to make sure that we can recommend you.
You ready for the verdict?
Yeah.
It's actually not bad, man. It's really good.
KFC, stand by. You got competition coming your way.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, man.
I think for me, it's a crispy bit in terms of the outer, but also the mayo sauce.
And it's not too spicy as well. It's like the right, taste.
So there are the several variations of this chicken. I've just done the really basic one. This can be spicy with a bit of coating on it. You can have the barbecue version of it. So hit me up if you want, if you want this recipe.
Yeah, it's good. I'll definitely come for the recipe, man.
I think what I would do is, if you want to see Sam go through the whole process, and I'm talking about Sam who cooked the chicken, if you want to see Sam go through the whole process in terms of cooking, let us know. Put down your comments so that I can book a session with him whilst we watch him go through that. We definitely want to learn from the likes of him. Yeah, he's definitely championing the fact that he is the best chef in his home. Yeah, as a father. That's brilliant. Sam, let's wind up. Finally, if there's anything you think you may have learned from maybe this Black Next Gen project, is there anything you think, young people, parents, will benefit from a project like this?
Yeah, this program is very educative. You was interviewing me, but I actually learned a lot as well. Speaking in terms of the Army, like things I forgot about years ago, I was able to bring it back. So I think people should really watch this program. It really educates you, and it's not just about the military. I've seen some of your videos. You talk about a lot of stuff, So I think people should watch it. It educates you. Maybe you're scared to join the military. You're scared to do something. You watch the videos. It tells you, it explains to you, goes into detail, everything. So this is very educative,
I'm really humbled. Guys, if this is the first time you're watching us, my name is Nana SA. Basically, what I do is I go around looking for people from Black and minority backgrounds who can share their experiences just to be able to help us as a community demystify some of the things in terms of, okay, can I join the Army? Can I join this role? I have a video which we released a couple of months ago about this young person who is in Oxford University. She's a black person. And these are the things we want our children to be able to consider places like that during their university choices. I've got an interview with a mechanic. I know Henry is a great guy. He's taking on young people who are doing apprenticeships within his service, And these are the things that we want our community to be able to listen, and know that they are out there. So if this is the first time you are watching me, just like I said, my name is Nana SA. This is the project that we are doing called Black Next Gen. And I will definitely encourage you, if you haven't, subscribe it. And equally, if you can, hit the notification button, and equally, send us your comments and also like the video as well. We will definitely look forward to hear from you. But you know what? Whilst I've got this chicken, I'm not going to wait too long, yeah? I need to sign up now so that I can crack on with this chicken. Nice seeing you. Yeah, boom. Happy days. Bye for now. Sam, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?